Hello, hello. It's Dana. I got a few more things together out of our game cabinet. I was gonna go buy the Salvation Army and buy some, a cheap set of Monopoly or Yahtzee or whatever, but I was able to find a bunch of dice online pretty cheap, and so I purchased them. So this morning I did the bingo game tabs. So did it finally change? I did that a while back. I was trying to make my Instagram say constructing artistics, but it wouldn't let me because somebody already had that. And so I went to YouTube and tried to change it to Dana's Making a Mess Again. But then it told me you could only change your name like so much. And the first time I had picked my name, I had misspelled it. I had misspelled the word artistics. So it just said aristics. And so I had already changed it once, but I guess you can only change it like once every once in a while. So I went ahead and just hit save because I thought, well, whenever it can change it, it'll switch over. But that was like a week ago I did that. And I know it's probably been a year since I changed my name. So the construction. So I actually had to go change my Google account name so that my YouTube channel would follow. If you change just your YouTube channel, it makes a whole new channel. So I'm glad I emailed them because I was actually trying to change my channel name to match my IG name, but that's not how I do it. And see, I'm not technical. And so this actually happened a week ago. I don't know how it just changed now. I kept looking at it for days and then so I'm surprised it finally changed. Oh, I can see my little thing down here does say Dana's making a mess again. Oh, Lord. Okay, good. I'm thrilled to hear that because I've been trying to change that for a minute. No one can remember constructing artistics. No one. Hi, Sue. I miss talking to you, lady. It seems like forever I haven't talked to you. Carrie, do we have a baby yet? Baby? Is there a baby? You have a grandson? Put on my safety. Look at these Dollar Tree glasses. Aren't they cute? They're so cheapy, but they're so cute. Baby, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby, baby. Did he come out yet? He's getting all rested up, isn't he? All right, so I don't know. You guys know who Jessica Rapp is? She makes these journals. She has a cool Etsy store. And so when I find new channels that are doing really cool stuff, I kind of binge watch a little bit. So for the last few days when I go to bed, I'm trying to put her videos on and watch her videos. And she makes the coolest stuff. I'm telling you, she's got the neatest stuff. And she comes up with some really cute ideas. And so I just been like going back, watching all her old videos and trying to see what's going on. So a while back, I had purchased a couple things. I purchased this off Ally some time ago, and I don't know if that's going to show up good on camera. Let me pull I've got my other light kind of over here. But these are what they call sheep eye screws. Here's a bigger one. Let me pick up a bigger. Those are really little ones. And I bought those to make charms. And they just screw in. But if you force them, they will break. So you kind of have to be kind of ginger with them. And these have these poker chips that come in the poker sets. These have a little metal insert in the middle. So I kind of tore one up on the side with my cutter. The battery's on the charger for this one. This is my Dremel, and I borrowed Thad's Dremel so I could have two, one to sand and one to drill, and I didn't have to go back and forth because I didn't know how many I was going to make, and I'm still kind of experimenting. But she made these really super cool charms, and I'll tell you what I learned. I watched her how-to video, and she explained the whole process, and I still broke one of the sheep's eye, even though she said don't force it. I did force it a little bit more than I should have with the pliers, and it did just snap right off. But I did find out that for the size of sheep eye you have, you don't always want a real small drill bit. So what I learned was when you're drilling through game pieces, they're not all kind of created the same. I do want to tell you this though. Uh-oh, I almost spilled my, oh, I'm a doofus, you guys know. Okay, so checkers are more weird, and these little like pawn pieces like from Sorry or Trouble or whatever games, those are harder too. So what I found out on these is that you can use your crocodile, but they kind of splinter because they've got this curved base. So if you want to put a giant jump ring in or just a chain through it, like link it through it, you can cut a hole in this little flat center part. But if you want to cut a hole in the side, what I've found is that the Dremel definitely is the way to go. Now with Scrabble pieces, look at this. My crocodile made this beautiful clean cut in this Scrabble piece. Now you do have to push hard, but it does say it'll cut wood. And that was on the 3/16 mark on the crocodile. So now for these little Scrabble pieces, one of the problems I encountered, especially with this little drill bit, and the drill bit I'm using here is a 3/64. This one on these game pieces melts the plastic. And so what happened when I got done, you know, it drills the hole fine and it's nice and clean. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe from the inside you can see it better. I need a better camera. You know, I'm not technical. This is Thad's old webcam I'm using. My my laptop camera is actually worse. But what I learned was that the plastic actually melts into your drill bit. Can you see there's still some like green there? And if you try to pull it off right away, you burn yourself. So don't do that. But I did, I tried to get it off a couple minutes later and I'm just tearing up my nails real bad. Look at my fingernails are like, my manicure is ruined. So, and see, this hand is fine because I'm holding the Dremel with this hand. But this, when you do your next piece, will remelt and get it on your next piece. So the advice I have on these is to work lightest to darkest. And that way, if you do your white pieces, like I did, like do your white and then your yellow and go on through your colors like green, blue, red, black into the darkest, it doesn't show as much. So if a little white gets on the yellow, it doesn't really show. And then with the green, there was a little yellow on the green, but I just went through twice and it kind of burnt, like melts it off. And then the rest of the colors, I don't really think they show on each other so much except for the white mainly and then the black. So I also got out these little hotels and I thought these would be fun. I did not see how she did the hotels. So this is kind of an experiment for me. I don't know if that will work. The family went bowling without you. What? Girl, get in your car and go to the bowling alley. Where's Carrie? I hope she just left to get it because there's a baby coming. And she had to go real quick. She's like, oh, wait. My daughter's in labor. Hi, Grandma Joe. I'm making these crazy puzzle piece charms. Or, well, I'm not even to the point where I'm making the charms yet. I'm actually making the holes in these game pieces. So what I'm sorry for this noise. What I'm trying to do right now is decide the best ways to drill into these things. Jessica Rapp does some instruction on drilling into these dies. She's where I got this idea from. She did all this. And she tells how to make this into a charm with this little with these little what they call sheep's eye pins. So I have no car. I can't comply. I can't get comfy anywhere right now. Aw. Well, Sue can't go bowling. Sue, why did they go without you? That's terrible. Okay, so this is what I learned. And Jessica Rapp had said this in her video. You cannot force these little sheep's eyes because if you twist them too hard, they snap right off. And they do. They're not super, super strong, which is okay. Another thing she suggested is that you sand one corner flat when you make them. So that's what I have done here. I'm going to try this and see how this works. So bear with me. I'm going to put on my dollar store safety. These are not safety glasses, but I really need them to see. So we're going to drill a little hole with this Dremel. I got a piece of wood here, an old piece of trim. So we're going to try and go straight down. You gotta kind of go slow. I guess you can't really push because these drill bits can break so easily. So, I don't know if that's deep enough, but I'm just going to the green, part on that because I don't want to get melty green on my red dice. So, oh, heaven's sakes. See what happens when you're old and can't see so well. Okay, so you can basically put that almost all the way in, turning it with your hands. Now, my fingers are pretty strong from ripping open those little, you know, like pill packs and stuff. But those threads are tiny. I don't know at what point this will break, so I don't really want to force it too much. So I don't know if sanding it helped it or not, but won't that be an adorable charm? I think it will be. So here's what I found when I was planning this project. I found that I could go to a lot of stores and find a lot of projects, but this I found, these, what they call pawns. I found these little pieces at our local teacher supply store. And so they sell these 25 to a pack. And I want to say these were $4 something, which I thought was kind of pricey. But I'll tell you the best deal I got a really great deal. And this bag came with it. Thank goodness, because I don't have. But this company on Amazon called DLS, I just bought these, and they sell an assorted set of 100 dice. I didn't realize it was 100 dice when I bought it, but they come in all these fun colors. So there's a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different, let me see, there's some blue ones, I think. Yeah, there's blue, orange. And I got this. I have static cling, and this piece of thread will not get off of my hand. Yeah, and pink. Look, there it is. I'm so staticky. So there's a bunch of different dice in here. So I just bought an assortment because I thought it would be fun to play with. I hate that I spent $10 on it, but I don't think that's bad for, 100 dice, especially since when I first started messing with them, I broke some, like they crack when you try to drill into them too fast. And if you like let me see if I can show you this one, like the top. I don't know if you can see where the top of this one, let me pull the slide over. The top of this one broke off right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see where it kind of splintered off there? There's like a chunk missing at the top. Is that showing up on screen? Anyway, a piece broke off of that die, so half of this screw is exposed and it's going to maybe wiggle out of there. I don't know, but it just doesn't look pretty. It looks kind of janky. So I did ruin a few dice in the learning process, and I ruined this checker, but I think what I'm going to do for these pieces and for these houses now, because I would like to make, and I've already figured out that these little, I did this video earlier, I don't know if you guys seen, I figured out that these bingo pieces, this wood is real thin. It's like pretty cheap wood. It's like balsa wood maybe, and it's real easy to poke a hole in the crocodile and the Scrabble pieces too. So I did find a Scrabble piece or a Scrabble set at the secondhand store real cheap. So I bought a whole Scrabble set. It's only got 3 of those little trays. What is that? Okay, so I'm sorry. That's signaling over here. He's landing a plane. So I don't think this one looks, I'm not good with fractions. This is the 1/16th, and I don't think it looks that, oh, it is. I guess it is quite a bit bigger, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to switch to this 1/16th. Now, if you've never used a Dremel before, this has got a bit in it, what's called a bit. And so you press this button to keep this from turning. You press this button right here, and you can unscrew this bit. Well, I'm going to use this little, comes with this little wrench, and it's pretty tight on there right now. You just put it on the flat spot. Oops. If I can get it on there right. And lefty loosey, right? Okay. So then, see, that comes out. Now I'm going to put my other drill bit in there. Not all the way in, but a good point. I'm putting it almost all the way down to the threads, and that's so that I think it makes it stronger so it doesn't break. And then when you're done screwing your bit in, you want to tighten up that little ring again. Which is kind of a pain, but it's a safety thing, and that way you know that won't come loose and your bit won't fly out when you're drilling. Okay, so I've got the bigger bit in here. This little one is just for the sheep screws. So now I'm using, out of this tiny little Dremel set, I'm using the 1/16 because I think the hole that I drilled with this one is too small for a jump ring. I think I'm going to have to use a bigger jump ring, and I kind of think it should probably be a little closer to the edge, maybe. I don't know. I don't want it to get broke when I'm drilling it, and it is kind of thicker at the bottom. So we'll see. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Anyway, I'm kind of anxious to see what these look like too, and if they break when you drill them. I hope not. This has 5 settings. This one's, like I said, this one's Thad's. Mine only has 2 settings. And on, and oh, that went through pretty quick. Okay. So that hole does look significantly bigger, and I kind of put it in at an angle, but I still think I would need a pretty big jump ring. I might want to put it closer to this edge, but I don't want it to come out that flat part. So Again, that's probably going to take some experimenting. Also, don't throw any of your game pieces away. You know how much of this stuff I threw away in my life? I can't even imagine. And now you can buy it by the pound for $10 or something. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, so I hope that isn't too close to the edge. One, I feel like it's too far from the edge, and that one's kind of close. Can you see where the hole is? Let me see if I can you see that? So I think I could put a jump ring in there, and that would be real cute on a charm. In these houses, all four sides are pretty even as far as the closeness to the edge of the oh, they have little door and windows. Did you guys ever know these have little door and windows on them? I didn't know that. Oh, they have door and windows on the front and the back. Well, how about that? Who knew? All right, so I'm going to do this one too. So I can just put a whole bunch of these charms on one. You know what? I'm going to try and go straighter. So that goes through fairly easy. And then I kind of want to go through a second time to clean it up because it leaves it leaves tiny little plastic threads, like they look almost like the glue, like what do they call them? Like the glue spider webs, but stiffer. So if you go back through your hole twice, it cleans it right up. So that's what I've been doing. So that's interesting. You know what? Let's do a checker too. Let me see what I did with. I had a whole bag of checkers over here somewhere. Where'd I put them? Where'd I put the checkers? Like I got all this stuff sitting over here in this bingo box. Here's my broken. Oh, I'm sorry. My dryer's done. Here's my broken eyelet. I'm sure I have to run it twice. I brought Andrew's laundry home to do because he loves those great big bath blankets. You know, they're towels that are like as big as you could probably use them as a blanket. But, oh, these are fun too. These, backgammon. I love backgammon. We used to play backgammon mahjong all the time in college. But, now we don't have a checker set to play, but I will tell you this. I bet I haven't played checkers in 20 years, so no sense in keeping that in the game closet. I'm going to have a whole shelf come available. All we're keeping is Pictionary. Oh, and Trivial Pursuit. Thad loves trivia. Oh, and Othello. I like Othello. I'm not going to drill any of those because there's just enough, you know, to kind of cover the board. Hello, ladies. What are you working on? Thank you for my kit. Dana, and your message to me the other night. Did you say you made something for me that you put in the package? Sue, was that a piece of your homemade snippet roll in the journal kit? It was. It was Sue's snippet roll. And you know what? I did put in a thing, or well, I had help the day I went to the post office. I had someone helping me, and I thought what was supposed to get in your kit got in your kit, and what was supposed to get in Misty's kit had been missed. Misty got her thank you gift, so it was actually yours. But I didn't realize it was not in your box. I thought it was Misty's, and I sent her an email saying, I think something's missing from your box. Will you let me know when you get it? I'm going to mail it to you. And she was like, nothing is missing from my box. It is missing from yours. So, because I only put 2 little things in those journaling, because I only sold that one and that one. And then the sewing kit had a lot of stuff in it. You love it. I love it too. There was a lot of fun stuff in there. And you know, I have a lot of journaling kits put together. They're all exactly the same. And it's a long story, but I did it for when my son has his foot surgery so that he could make some money on the side. And I told him, look, if I start selling these journaling kits and get people, interested, we can give it a name and all the kits can be exactly the same and have exact same stuff in it. Then you can take over selling it and you can have like a little side hustle. And I will show you how to make the kits and where to buy the items at a discount. And if we buy them in bulk, you can keep the difference and you do the work and you open like an Etsy store and I'll send people over there to buy it. Well, that didn't work out exactly as planned because number one, he's not really interested in scrapbooking stuff, but he did get interested in online sales and he did decide to start reselling clothes. Well, the problem is, I don't know what the cool clothes are. He's young. And so since I only have sons and they talk to each other and all the boy stuff and they know what's cool. I don't know what's cool. And so anyway, so he did start to looking into buying and reselling things like clothing but he's doing local stuff. And he's doing like offer up or marketplace and things where he's selling like in a general area where you don't have to pay for shipping. So as long as he has some kind of side hustle that he can do for extra money, maybe to feel like he's working when he's going to be off work. That was my intention originally. When I started thinking about making the journaling kits, because he has that, that foot surgery coming up. So he'll probably be off work for 6 weeks, but I don't know if they're going to do both of his feet at the same time or if they're going to do one at a time. So that's a whole can of worms. So let's see how the checker does. Because you know what? I've already got this test checker. This was the crocodile hole. Tore it up, shredded it, peely. Not good because it was on the curved part here. Then when I did it through the flat part, it was fine, but that's going to make way too big of a, I think, of a jump ring. I don't think it's going to look good. So I'm going to try and go through the side of the one that I've already messed up and see. I assume that's going to do fine, but let's just make sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. And you know what? I think I'm going to use an even bigger drill bit. I didn't realize that maybe that 1/16 is a little too small. Maybe that's not the one we want. And this whole thing has kind of been an experiment. I've never done any of this before. I'm glad I saw her video. I'm really excited. I think this will make a really cool charm, but I think it would be cool. I hadn't really thought of it before, but I decided to make journals for my boys. And you know what? I think this will be, and I kept thinking, well, I just won't put a charm on it because charms are always, to me, they're always girly. But you know what? I'm kind of excited now because these are not girly girly charms. Oh my goodness. Oh, I may have tightened that a little too tight. All right, so let me see what size hole this is. I think that's probably too big. That is. Okay, so let's go down to maybe, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and just go with the bigger one just so that maybe it'll have more movement. I just don't want to get too close to the edge. And with the checker, I think it's okay. But with something like this or even something like this, I think I just have to be wary that I just don't drill the whole thing out. So I think I could probably just go up higher a little bit. but I want it to have motion so that when it's on the charm, it'll have movement. So we'll see. We'll see. I think this, what did I say this was? This is 332s. So let's try that one. Why is this not locking? There we go. All right. This is a pain. I took my glasses off and now I can't see a thing. All right. So always make sure and tighten your bit when you put your bit in your jig. Always make sure it's snug. All right. So I'm going to put these up because I sure will drop them on the floor and have to be crawling around looking for them. All right. So we're going to do a checker again. Excuse the noise. You know what? I can actually mute it, I think. Let me see. Let me try it. I'm going to mute it. Oh, I almost hit the wrong button and ended my stream. Okay, something I found out is this plastic is hot. I don't know if you can see this, but it kind of sticks to you for a second. Like, imagine if you did too many in a row, you'd maybe get burned. Surely not, but that, I know the drill bit was getting warm from the hot plastic pieces that were flying off, hitting my hand. So they kind of, I wasn't burning, I wasn't getting burnt, but I was maybe going to if I kept going too much. I think they're all off. Okay. So I definitely like the way it drills into the side. And what I was doing was I was kind of resting the drill bit almost against this little lip that runs around the edge. Well, that's kind of a mistake because since the drill bit turns clockwise so rapidly, it wants to kind of walk over the side and it was wanting to slip around. So what I found was if I just went a hair away from that lip and held it for just a second, it would make enough divot that it would drill through. So it looks to me like those are just going to be great. I hope. So where's my hotel? I drilled one of these hotels out and then lost it. Here it is. I'm going to make this hole a little bit bigger and I'm going to do it on this one just because, you know what? Actually, I'm going to use the other end. I'm going to make this a double charm. I'm going to put a hotel and a house together so that they hang on the same length of cord. Oh. Okay, so the plastic is melting more rapidly with the bigger drill bit. And it's getting more, it's generating more heat, certainly. So I think what might be better, I have diamond tips. I don't know if you guys know what these are. This is like a polisher. See how it's like a little, can you see it's like a little arrow? Sometimes this what they call these diamond tips, these are sometimes safer to use those in your Dremel to make a hole in certain items. And I'm not certain that it wouldn't be a little safer in this one. And it would certainly, you know what, I'm going to use it as a sander to get that plastic out. I don't think you would see that bubbled up melty plastic either. But it does make a nicer size hole, and I think it'll have more movement when it's on the charm. Can you see? Here, I'll stick this under it so you can see how big the hole is. Can you see? It's kind of hard to see on my camera. So I think the true test will be once they get on the jump rings and how they look. Put gloves on. You guys know if Jesse's coming on tonight? I didn't see an announcement, and I don't want to miss this show because I'm on. But at the same time, is he has anybody heard? Anybody? Glass bits. This is not diamond tipped. It's called a diamond tip because it has the little cuts in it, the diamond shaped cuts in it. So it has tiny little hash marks in it like a metal file would. But this is not a diamond tipped. It's not a glass bit, but you know what? I bet that you could use that for flea bites. Do you cut glass, Grandma Joe? Do you do? I know Thad has made some stained glass. I did some I left 2 stained glass windows installed in Arkansas back in 90. Oh, heaven's sakes. It was the early 90s. Maybe it was 90. It was around 90 or 91. We had a beautiful little apartment. I say beautiful. And now when I look at pictures, I'm sure it's probably just average, but I just thought it was beautiful because we had finally got stationed somewhere and we weren't moving. Because, you know, when you're military, you don't always know where you're going to be long-term. And we got a permanent post assignment in the early 90s in Arkansas. And so we found an apartment and right away, because, you know, when you first get there, you don't move on base. You have to do all the paperwork. We found an apartment and it was right next to this huge cemetery. That was the most beautifully kept cemetery. They always had it mowed. It was the most beautiful. They had the most beautiful lawn, and they had a few trees here and there, and they had pretty benches, but there was always flags and flowers, and those graves were so well kept. And I used to walk in the cemetery. But, you know, people would come over and look out the window and say, ooh, especially at night. If it was dark, getting dark, they would say, ooh, you live by a cemetery? I wouldn't want to live by a cemetery. And I used to say, you know what? Those are the best neighbors I've ever had. They have never disturbed me one time. They have never complained when we had parties. They have never had the police called on them, not one time. I'm telling you, I never had no trouble out of them. Not one of those people. So some people were kind of creeped out by it, but I really loved living there. It was so nice and quiet, and you could go over there and walk. And we used to go in the way back part of it. And in the back part, people would go and do like gravestone rubbings and stuff on the really, really, really old gravestones. And they, if you went in the very back, they were just sinking, you know. And so we used to go back in there and straighten up all those headstones before they tipped over. We would go and try and dig the dirt out of the high side or add rocks and pebbles and gravel and things we found if the low side was sinking. And we would go and try and straighten all that stuff up back there when we were walking and you know, make it look pretty and upright. And anyway, I loved walking back there. It was really beautiful and peaceful. And I kept saying, now This is a nice spot to spend eternity back here. You know, it was always quiet, and sometimes there'd be, there'd be rabbits and squirrels and birds and things all around. It was really pretty in the fall. Anyway, I do go off on tangents. Sorry. Okay. So does anybody know if Jesse's live tonight? This is Friday, isn't it? I didn't see any posts. Jesse's Paper to Masterpiece. I didn't see any posts. So you guys pay attention. If he starts, we'll pack it up and we'll all go over there for a while I clean this mess up, and I'll get my. I guess we should make a charm now because I've drilled into all these things. So let's decide. Okay, I've got this one's chipped. Where's my good dice? I kind of want something more green. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the I never tried the poker chips. This is going to be like the final frontier. Let's do a green one maybe. Or should I do blue? I don't have much blue. I guess I should color coordinate it. I never really thought about it, but if we do a red checker, okay. So if we put a red checker and a black checker, and I specifically used an A because both of my kids that I'm making the journal for, their names start with A. So I got an A out, and then I've got this little house, and we got this hotel, and those are automatically red and green. We don't really have a choice on that. I kind of want to drill that hole out bigger, but you know what? That's really close to the edge, and I bet my son's rough on stuff. He might break it. I think I'm going to drill another one for his, and then maybe some yellow. You think we should, we'll drill a hole in a yellow one, and maybe a, well, we've got this red dice already done. We can do a red dice. And then for the poker chip, let's see, that doesn't look like very much, but that's a lot of red. Maybe we should use, well, he's a boy, so maybe a black die or a green die, and then maybe some more blue. Does that look good? Like if it was all on one charm? You guys think this looks pretty? Like kind of not girly, not boyish, just kind of a good. He isn't? Okay. Well, let me know if he's on. He's not due to go on for another 20 minutes, my time. He goes on at, what, 6 or 7 his time, which is like midnight, Kim, our time. What kind of drone? I'm going to make, Andrew's going to, I'm going to make him an Indian journal because of the Native American. And then Austin, you guys know Austin's like a huge biker. Like he rides his bike. I think I told you he rode to the next state. He rode his bike on one weekend down to a place that's a 4-hour drive from me and then back. And they just basically slept in those things that you hang between trees or whatever. And no post from him. Well, he may still go on. We'll keep an eye on it. You guys tell me if we should end our little party here. Okay, what about this white one? He'd probably get a white one dirty. So I think the green one's kind of fun too. We've got a lot of red already. But maybe, I don't know. Oh, you know what else I have? I have, let me see. I have these. What are they from? I have some Farkle dice. Yeah, I forgot. You guys, there we go. I have some Farkle dice, right? Everybody knows how to play Farkle. And I found these because we use the Yahtzee dice for Farkle because it's almost the same thing, right? So we don't have to have orange dice just because Farkle uses orange dice. So we'll put an orange one in there. Okay, so here's how we do this. Don't look at my emery board. It's bad. I was using my block, but this is a little bit rough on these. I try to pick the 1, 2, 3 side, and I'll tell you why. These are so close to the little numbers that when I chip this one, I kind of think if there had been a 5, if that had been a 5, I think the whole thing would have broke out. So I may still use that for something that's not as, something that's busier where it's hidden. But I think I'm going to use this because see how there's more solid plastic on that corner than any other corner, because the 6 and the 5 and the 4 all come very close to the corner. You know what I mean? Does that sound weird? I know. I'm probably OCD about this, but all right. So I'm going to make a little flat spot on here, but this is kind of rough. So I'm going to start with that one just to knock the tip off and then make it a little smoother with that, because I don't want too big of a dull spot. You know what? I better put my glasses on. I'm going to get my battery. My battery's on the charger for my Dremel. It's over here plugged in. So let me get it. Okay. I'm back. I couldn't reach my plug from here. So this is my Dremel, and I've just got this little wheel on here to do this sanding so that I don't have to keep switching the bit. So that's why I borrowed Thad's. Plus, Thad's is nicer. Mine just has low and high, and he has 5 speeds on his. Mine's plastic. His is metal. So mine's a much cheaper version. It's, oh, I cannot talk. Here, I'll mute this because this is probably loud. Oh, it's not that loud. All right. So I just wanted to knock a little bit, and it burns it. So you have to use like a little piece of sandpaper or something to get the little black mark off, because it'll make the plastic will make a little black mark. Oh, this is the wrong bit. Okay. Well, I'll do that when I switch the bit. I'll make the orange dye. So I'm going to go ahead and drill these out. I'll mute this for a second. I'm going to drill these out. Happy birthday to her. Oh, whose birthday is it? Oh, it's your granddaughter. Oh, cool. Oh, that's sweet. Wish I could video chat my grandma. Oh. Oh, a unicorn in a purse. That sounds fun. My granddaughter's 6. She will be 7 in just about a month and a half. I bet she would love a unicorn in her purse too. Might have to check that out myself. Okay. Alrighty. Here is this. Let me throw this in the trash. Okay. So we're going to try these. Now, this worries me because as I understand, I tried to peel some layers off of this. I tried to tear some of it, and there's a metal disc in these. This is a different brand. So they have some weight to them, you know, they put metal inside them, but it makes me a little nervous to drill these. So this is the one, because it already has a hole in the middle of it. This is the one that was attached to the handle when it was for sale. They put one on the outside so you can check out the type of chip it is and decide if you like that kind. So I'm actually going to use that one, the one that was on the handle, to drill. I'm going to mute this again and we'll see how we do. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't use any of the good chips. So here's what I found. There is indeed a metal core in there. I don't know. Can you see the metal core where I drilled the hole? Can you see inside where the light's kind of reflecting? Oops. My camera's always backwards, so I'm always trying to go this way when I need to go this way. But I think that if I go through both sides, that's why I was trying to kind of line it up with this line. Ugh, I have stuff all over me. I think that I may be able to meet in the middle with that diamond core cone bit. I'm not sure. I kind of feel like I want to ask Thad and see what he says. So, I don't know. I should call my dad because he knows all that stuff, but he's asleep. Everyone's asleep. So I tell you what I'll do. We'll skip the chip for now. We'll skip this chip part and we'll just go ahead and drill out these little pieces while I've got the big bit on. Oh. Hold on. Let me put my glasses on. All right. No, darn it. I can tell you this big bit is a lot harder to control than the little bit. This tip is much broader, of course. So, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to put the little tip in and I'm going to draw a guide. I'm going to drill a guide hole into all of these little ponds. And then I can go back with the big bit because I didn't have any problem with the big bit on these or on the checkers. It works like a dream. But I do think on this rubbery, is that a word? On the more rubbery plastic, I think when it's more flexible, it is more resistant to the drill bit maybe. So I'm going to go back to my, what were we using? We were using the 3/64. And I know this because it's got the melted plastic on it. So let me put that back. Yeah. Okay, here we go. See, this is why I got 2 Dremels out. I knew I would be switching bits back and forth and back and forth. And so I guess you got to work out a system, you know, or just do one thing at a time and don't do 8 things at a time like me. Because I'm making a mess again. So, let me make this a little smaller. Oh, darn it. There we go. I wasn't pushing the button far enough down. It was just spinning around. All right. So I'm going to put that fairly far down in the bit, in the jig, I mean. All right. And always tighten your drill bit when you get it in. Disclaimer, right? Okay. So it is 7 minutes till. Okay. So just a few more holes and we can make a charm. I wasn't going to make the charm. I was just going to go over the holes. And I'll tell you what, this helps me because as I get older, I get more forgetful. I can go back and watch this video and remember exactly what size bit. Oh, hi, Maria. She just retracted a statement. What did you say? I saw that. No, I didn't see it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to mute this for just 1 second so you don't hear. Dang it. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. 2 things. One is my concern about the plastic melting onto the other plastic. That didn't happen. Each new piece, as I changed colors, It did leave the old color kind of melted up underneath because it leaves a little melted ball, but it wasn't like it just flicks off. It's not even a thing. It doesn't melt that color plastic that's whatever stuck on the drill bit. It doesn't stick into the next piece. Also, I did get the YouTube information. It doesn't affect me. Although my videos are not specifically marketed to children, they are family friendly because I don't normally, have curse words, or I have had people curse in the chat. And that's why when I go back and watch, I delete the whole video. And you know what? I got my little congratulations, you reached 1,000 hours watch time or whatever. I got that months ago, even though I had deleted multiple, hours and hours of video because of one person in particular likes to curse, and I never addressed it. I just figured it was occasional and that it wasn't harming anything. So when one of those words or something inappropriate would come up, I just would delete the whole video, as opposed to making that person feel bad because I had marked out one of their comments and maybe they don't remember what it is. And they're like, oh, why would Dana do that to me? You know what I mean? I don't want to make them feel bad. So I just, I don't think it's that tricky. Maria, I went and read the fine print, and I do have to say, because this last time I went back, I've been a nurse my whole life. The last time I went back to college, I decided to major in legal studies. So I am 23 credit hours away from my bachelor's in legal studies. That doesn't by no means does this make me an expert in the law. Okay. No, at all. None, no, zip zero. Let me tell you, I'm in no way, shape, or form super knowledgeable. But I can read the contractual information and decipher it as it's affecting us. And it's really not, you know what it's about? It's more about not having everybody on here willy-nilly and them throwing out thumbnails to you of things that are just random. And it's about commercials. And I'll tell you why. If you read between the lines, I'm getting commercials that pop up to me that have no relevance. Literally, I had a commercial pop up, probably because I joke and I say I'm old all the time and feeble-minded, and I joke about that being old, but I'm not that old. I mean, I'm old enough to not be technical, but okay, I was born in the 60s, but that doesn't make me a complete idiot. And so well, and it can be appealing to kids, just as these game pieces can be. But any child watching my video is more than likely going to click on to the next video. So, what if they watch the tour of your craft room, Maria? And if you want to put an age restriction on it, you can put that children are not allowed to click on your video or be marketed to. And that way, people that have set up their parental controls, those kids can be fed different thumbnails. But I tell you what kids are doing now, and I know because my friend at work has a son that's 5 years old. He watches videos of other kids playing with toys, and these kids play with toys, open new toys, do toy reviews, and it's kind of interesting. But I do think it's kind of neat that little kids are making videos now more so than ever before. But there are a ton of parents who have told me their child wants to grow up to be a social media influencer. That's never what anyone in my class said. Okay. Now, mind you, our kids say funny things. They really do. And my son wanted to be a trash man. And I'll tell you why. Because he thought that truck that smashed all the trash was the coolest thing ever. And he literally, when our trash truck came by every Thursday or whatever, I think it was Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, during the summer, if he was outside, he would make a point to run as far as he was allowed on the driveway, because he wasn't allowed past our sidewalk part of our driveway, like to the street. He would run over to that part of the sidewalk where he had to, where it was, his only with mommy zone. And he would stop and watch it smash all of the, compact all of that trash. And he thought that was super cool. Super cool. So when he went to kindergarten and they had the what I want to be when I grow up, and lots of kids were like, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a nurse like my mommy. I want to do this. I want to do that. Andrew drew a picture of the big trash truck, and I put it in his scrapbook, and he wants to be a trash man because they drive cool trucks. That's what he said. So, and I laughed. I thought that was the cutest thing. That was an honest answer. I certainly did not coach him at all. You could tell that that was his own desire right there. So, okay. So I've made pilot holes in all of these pieces because apparently when I try to drill them straight on with no, I'm going to separate the undone stuff from the done stuff. So let's put all this over here. None of this stuff that's a done. That's done. That's done. Let's put that over here. Okay. Let's kind of clean up my mess and make one all at the same time. Okay, so these are not done either. But this is done. Has this got a hole in it? This doesn't have a hole in it either. Where's my little... I've got a little house that I drilled out here somewhere. What do I do with it? Well, for heaven's sakes. There it is. No, that's not it. Well, Dana. There it is. Okay, that does have a hole in it. And that one has a hole, but it's kind of close to the edge. So I'm going to put it over with the undone stuff. This one's chipped. I may still use it. And these I don't think can be drilled. So that's going to be separate. Okay, so we were deciding what dice would look best. What color dice. So I'm thinking... I thought there was a blue dice in that bag. I don't know. I'm going to drill these out bigger, these holes. But while I have the little bit on, are these done? Yeah. Okay. So these are ready to hang. This is ready. This is ready. And this is ready. So basically, and this is ready. So basically, I need to do these. I kind of want to do a blue one too, but I definitely want to add an orange. Andrew's going to get the first charm. So when I choose, I can choose my channel is allowed for kids to watch, because I don't think I ever said a better word, because I'm not like that. Yeah, you know what? I think all of your videos are probably kid safe. If you read, they have a very specific policy on what is and is not allowed. And the only thing that I know that may be an issue is probably something I should text you, but I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't want to point it out. You know what I mean? Denise. Oh, I forgot to text Denise back. Denise did text me today. And just you guys, I'm sorry I haven't answered all my texts. I spent some time on the phone last night. And then today when I woke up, I had 32 text messages. And so Jersey Girl was one of them. And she said, she calls me boss. You guys know, I don't know if you know, she calls me boss. She said, hey boss, are you going on tonight? And I said, nothing. Actually, I didn't answer her. Shame on me. So I probably should text her shortly. But anyway, I haven't talked to Denise. I haven't talked to a lot of people because I've been busy. But I do have the kits, the journaling kits that I made up that are not new items. I will not be selling any more new items. And the video that I made before with the girl, about the girl that I sold to and had issues that I made yesterday, she has commented on my auction video that no one should buy from me because she doesn't want them to go through what she went through. So, well, okay. So I hearted her video and put a note that I have made a video response to please watch it. She also did it in a new channel name. So she didn't put her actual name. And I am not going to reveal her name because I am a nice person. So I didn't block her so that she didn't have to make a new channel to see my video. She could have watched it on her old channel because I never blocked her. I wanted her to see it. It might help her in the future to not be such a spaz. Okay. Anyway, I am not selling any more new items. At least not in auction style. I will sell those items to everybody and probably just send out a mass text if anybody wants them. If they don't, I'm going to put them on like Marketplace, I think, of the stuff I have left. I think a lot of the stuff has been spoken for already, except for the Willow Lane and a couple other things. So I'm not even worried about it. The main thing was I wanted to get my money back out of what I had already invested. So where are we at? Oh, drilling. Okay. So here we go. We're going to drill these out. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm just making a little flat spot here. I think I told you guys this. Just to make it easier for the drill bit to get a hold of it. Yeah. And I'm doing it on the 1, 2, 3 side because I think that'll be easier for me. I'm really trying not to file my skin down when I do this. It's hard to hold this dice at an angle, so it's really important that you don't do what I do because you could very well. This is a cutting blade. I mean, it's a sanding disc, but it will slice you open if you touch your skin with it. So please make sure that you have a steady hand or that you're very calm when you do it. Don't talk about upsetting things or be nervous or anything when you do it because you could slip up. All right, so here we go. Same thing with the drill bit. And now the drill bit is covered in plastic. I'm kind of wondering if I can even, let me see if I can. All right. I got some of the plastic off by just drilling through the wood. So, here we go. There's one. actually don't need all of them, do we? Okay, so these are, there's two different sheep size here. I do recommend you buy these bigger ones if you're going to buy them. Oh, darn it. The size isn't on them. Well, I'll see if I can post the link. I did get these off AliExpress for almost nothing. They are cheap. I won't lie to you. These are, you know what, Maria? I don't think the changes affect us that much. I really do think this is more about their advertisers and the monies that they're collecting from those advertisers so that they can market the correct companies to the correct people. And now I haven't read every single word of it, but I was a little bit concerned when they said we are changing our policies as of this date, December 2019. This will take effect, blah, blah, blah. And I was concerned initially, but I did read and then I watched a couple of other videos. And what I found was I don't feel like that it's going to be that big of a deal. I really don't. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that big of a change. Hang on, I'm going to turn my heater on. I went ahead and plugged my oil heater on here back behind me because, let me see. Yeah. I turned my oil heater on back behind me because, honey, hello? Because I don't like my my new heat pump out here when it kicks on. It's a little bit loud, but do you guys, I have an adjustable fan, but the fan blows so hard that it actually makes me feel colder. Is that weird? So I am not used to having heat blow because we don't have a heat pump in the house. We have ambient heat or radiant heat or whatever you call it. It's built in. Good thing I put my goggles back on. And you don't really push when you do this. You literally just set the drill bit right on top of that little flat spot you made and just let it sit there a second. Eventually, it will start to sink on its own from the weight of the Dremel. See, like right now, it started to sink down. Ooh, that got hot. I'm going to do one more. I hope this doesn't get too hot. All right, that's going to one side. So I don't like the direction this took. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe because it's hotter. Here's my flat spot, but it started to head this way. It wants to slide down onto this flat spot on this side. So I think I'm going to hit this again just to flatten it out the rest of the way with my disc here to make it go the other way. I'm going to give it a bigger flat spot. And I don't know if you can see this on my camera's kind of crappy, but I'll hold it up. You can see where it wants to go off to one side. Can you tell where the flat spot is and where it's kind of wanting to change over? All right, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee and I will be right back. Somebody check one more time. Make sure we're not missing Jesse. I don't know if he's going on tonight, but I don't want to be rude if that's considered rude. Oh, and I have something to show you. I forgot I got a haul. I found some at the Dollar Tree. I gotta kiss my hubby for to be. Oh my goodness. Woo. I gotta be careful rolling them dice out. You got what? Oh, you did? Oh, you did? Is my sweatshirt in there? It's getting cold out here. It was hanging on the back of my door. Okay. All right. I got my coffee. I'm gonna show you what I found at the Dollar Tree. I've been trying to finish up some projects I had because I've got some mail to send out. And in the meantime, I know you guys know I kind of redid my little organization system of ephemera. Well, it's not working for me. So I'll tell you what I found at the Dollar Tree. I know I'm getting off the subject, but originally I had put stuff in these little boxes. Now this is my butterfly box. So it's got all my butterfly stickers in it. Now some of these are vellum and some of these are just cardboard ephemera and some of these are clear Tim Holtz stickers and some of them are just wings. What I found is when I go to get a butterfly out, I'm having a hard time because they all kind of flip around and go everywhere. So I thought what I would try for this, I found these little file folders, these mini file folders. This is in the where you can buy the little coupon holder at the Dollar Tree, but it has these little pockets. And so I thought that would be easier, that I could stick a few in each pocket. And even if I didn't just sort the whole shebang out, oh, it even comes with little stickers. Well, even if I didn't sort the whole shebang out, they will not, if they're large enough, if they're larger, they're not going to fall out of this holder. But at the same time, they'll be able to kind of be contained separate. So I actually purchased several colors. They have a bunch of different colors of these. So I purchased the pink and the purple and the green and this bright chartreuse kind of pink and then the black. And I figured those would be handy as organization tools, maybe for the larger ephemera that I use a lot more instead of those little boxes, because those little boxes are giving me a hard time. Shame on who? Shame on her. Who's shame on her, Kim? I forgot what we were saying now. I think she meant whoever, shame on whoever was cursing. But I don't think they typically curse a lot. I think they just, a couple times said something, they don't come around a lot. So it's okay. Okay. What else did I get at the Dollar Tree, you ask? I'll show you. I got these little pony beads, and I don't know if you guys have seen Jesse's video. He has taken these little beads to make enamel dots, and you melt them. And I've got the little toaster oven to make the clay stuff. So I I think I'm going to try to make the enamel dots. I've never bought enamel dots. I have been gifted them before, but I have never bought them. I bought these for basically just to get a few pom-poms out. I know how silly this is, but I need about 5 of these green hairy ones to make a caterpillar project for, I know this sounds stupid, for my cat. So, but I need them this size and that's the right color. So I just bought the whole bag. So I thought, I'm sure I can figure out something to do with them. If not, we can throw them in bingo when I start bingo back up. You guys don't care if I give away used pom-poms, do you? I mean, if I've taken a few out of the pack. All right, so then I found these really cool stickers. I have never seen these. These are some of the, I started looking through all that crafter square stuff, and I thought I had seen everything already because I see you guys haul a lot of this stuff. And I do think that some of this, the crafter square stickers are really interesting. So I found a couple things I really like. I'm going to take this gecko and put in my son's journal. We had a striped gecko for years. His name was Stripes. And by the way, please rethink if you buy a gecko because it's difficult to make sure that they are taken care of appropriately. And I had to go every week and buy live crickets and things. And, you know, I should have probably set up a cricket habitat so that I didn't have to go as often. But it's a lot more work than you think to take care of them appropriately. Anyway, then there's a ladybug, and he always liked ladybugs as a kid. I don't know. He had kind of a little affinity because his grandma, when he was little, told him they were good luck. So every time he saw a ladybug, he'd go, look, a ladybug. Well, he had a little girlfriend in kindergarten, and he wanted to buy her a present. Now, I say girlfriend. It was his friend, and it was a girl, so it wasn't really a girlfriend. But he wanted to buy her a Christmas present, and he went with my mom to the Five and Dime, and he found this little tiny ladybug ring for like $1, and he bought her a ladybug ring for Christmas. So I never got over that he bought that little girl that ring. I thought that was so sweet. Anyway, I like these because they've got the metal gears and stuff and the keys, and then it's got this cool zipper, and when you unzip it, it's got the gears behind it. So I thought that's pretty cool, that steampunkiness, but I really like this. So I bought that, and then this is for my son. I think I already told you guys I'm going to make him more of an Indian-themed journal, and it's got the dream catcher on it and then the feather. And because we are Osage Indians, among other things, I bought that. So that's what I bought. And I thought those were pretty cool stickers for dollar store stickers. And then I picked up some file folders only because I need to make more library pockets for my library cards. And I picked up some more of the report folders, the report covers. And they come with the black, blue, and white little holder, paper holder. So that's that for that. So I'm probably going to do a separate video when I try to make these. Maria, have you ever tried to make the enamel dots with the pony beads? Or Kim, Sue, have you ever tried to make them? Because if it's not too much work, I wouldn't mind just, you know, laying them out all on the parchment paper and putting them in. But you know what I see me sticking them in the oven and they all roll around like crazy and melt together because I bumped the tray, right? Like, how do you keep them apart? I don't know. I'm going to have to watch this video. I know that that there can be issues. Oh, I never did finish what I was doing. I'm sorry. Gosh, squirrel. I'm sorry. I get so easily distracted. Okay, here we go. One more. You want me to mute this? You know, one of these days I'm going to look up to mute it and it'll already be muted and I will have just been. Okay, so now that that's done, I can put sheep size in all these and then switch the bit and make the holes bigger in those because those need pilot holes. But I think for right now, I'm going to leave this on and finish the pilot holes in these other, what they call ponds, and maybe do a few more dies. I wanted to do one of each color just so that I could take a good look and at what colors went best on this charm. Not that it's going to be a permanent installation by all means, but I do think, oh, I didn't drill the hole deep enough, maybe. Let me check this one. Yeah, I don't think I went deep enough into these dies. It was hard to tell with this burnt plastic on here. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to get that all cleaned off. Maybe in don't the wood smell good when you drill the wood? What is it about drilled wood that smells so good? Okay, so just putting it in the wood at a higher speed, I went ahead and put it on high to do that real quick. It actually burnt the plastic right off it. It just flew off. So I can't imagine that not being as deep as it needs to be, though. I'm wondering if I shouldn't move to the next higher drill bit. Of course, then the hole might be too big. I might have to use glossy accents to put the... Okay, so that one actually chipped. That one I was having trouble with. I wonder if there was an air bubble in there or something. Because if you can see, the edge of that black dice actually chipped off a little bit when I put the drill bit back in there. Can you see that? So, whereas the other holes look cleaner, this is the one that wanted to go the wrong direction, so it doesn't look great. But like the rest of them came out real nice and clean. See, that one came out nice. So there is kind of an art to this, I guess. I guess it's just really a learning experience. And, you know, Jessica Rapp said that when she did the video. What was the total fail? When you tried to make the enamel dots? I'm glad I didn't waste more than $1 on these things. I am absolutely tearing up my nails. I'm telling you, girl. Did you take a photo? A Pinterest fail photo? I love those. I used to see them all the time. Now people are embarrassed to admit when they mess stuff up. I do it live, so I can't really hide it. Everybody sees my screw-ups live and in person. I'm doing this trying to keep my nails from breaking, but I have a feeling one's about to shoot off. These are actually my fingernails, and I just keep filing this hand shorter and shorter because, well, because I keep tearing up my gel polish. You know what? I don't think that you should use pliers. I think at no time have I broken one of these eye pins off with my bare hands. Sue's so quiet. Oh, Sue said make what? Enamel dots out of these. Jessie did a video on how to melt these into homemade enamel dots. And since I bought this whole bag for $1, I thought I would do that because I have a toaster oven that I bought to do the polymer clay in. And so, because, you know, I don't really want to bake polymer clay in the house. I think it might have fumes that are not good to breathe, maybe, or I don't want to cook clay in the same place I eat, you know, where I cook my food. I don't eat in the oven, but you know what I mean. Okay, so here's how they turned out. Not too bad, not too shabby. Can you see there's the eye pins? So they're all at a little bit different angle, but they came out about right, I think. Maybe you can see them better on the black. You can see the pins. If I zoom in. Can you see them? Here, I'll try and squeeze them together. I'm going to drop these, I know. The black one is a little off to the side more. To one side you can see. But they all have a little different angle coming off the corner. But my main objective was just to get them like where they would hang like a pyramid, you know, since the three sides would just kind of come down and it would hang at a nice angle. So, do I need to take this out? I kind of feel like I want to drill pilot holes in all the rest of these now. So that I don't have to keep getting the Dremel out. Do you guys do that? And you know what? I may never use these for charms. Somebody will come along and be like, oh, I need that. I'm missing a piece from my Sorry game. And they'll be like, no, great. It has a hole in it. And I'll be like, oh, use it anyway. It don't matter. So was it a fail because, was it a user fail, or does it just not work with all perler beads? Because I imagine some companies use cheaper plastic or cheaper paint or something, but Did you use Jesse's method? Have you seen his video? You know what? I should probably stop asking questions for a second so you can answer some. So you answer the questions when you get a chance. I'm going to drill some pilot holes and put this on mute just a second. Okay, so after so many pieces, the plastic's really spider webbing bad now because that bit got hot. And so it's kind of cooking that plastic now and leaving these webs, which is fine since it's not the good hole, it's just the pilot hole. But still, it was really gooping up the plastic a lot. See how far this spider web goes out? Can you see that? Like to that. So, look at that one. That one's like, and I don't know if these will even look cute on charms. I just think they will. I just like it already. All right, glasses back on. Okay, gonna finish up. I got like 8. All right. So there's still a bunch of melty plastic on the tip of it, or on the end of it. I've just managed to push it up to the base. I'm gonna have to vacuum in here again. I think the maximum I should probably do is 5 at a time. Hindsight's always 20/20. I was just getting impatient and wanted to be done since these were just the pilot holes so that I could take this little bit off and put it up and get the bigger bit out and complete what I was doing. You know, I like the process, but I like the end result too. So I'm going to go, what did I say before? It was the 1/16, I think, was what we used before, wasn't it? So tighten this up so my bit don't fly out. All right. All right. There we are. I'm going to put this back because I will lose it if I don't. And that will kill me. Look, I got that at the Dollar Tree too. Maria bought the one with scales on it. I seen that one. I thought that one was pretty too. And I bought that one for little bitty bits of things. Well, you guys are awful quiet. I'm starting to wonder if you're there or if you're asleep. Sue, are you making shakers? I know you are, girl. I bet Maria's in bed. Maria, are you in bed watching this on TV? She can't comment if she's on TV, I don't think. And it is 1:45. I knew it. Did you talk to Lisa today? Did Lisa tell you I talked to her last night? Did she tell you she lost my box? Oh, that'll be cool. A tearaway for cards? That's pretty neat. In her huge. I told her that her kids had that I had sent the little girls something. I forgot to send Tiffany her stamps, but I had stuff for the Visco girls. I keep forgetting the name. Visco. Whatever that means. Somebody told me once, but I keep forgetting it's an acronym. It stands for something. Anyway, I'm going to get my dryer going again. And I'm going to end this live. And I'm going to work on these dice. And I have enough sheep's eye pins that I think I've got some, I don't have any silver. I thought I bought silver, but I have this, you guys know I love this antique gold, this brassy kind of look. So I've got some of the gold, but I hate to make those because that will tarnish over time when it's exposed to air, I'm sure. Gold always tarnishes. That's why I like this. You guys think about this. This is already tarnished. So whatever you make is going to look the same like 10 years from now because these are already that color and they're not highly polished with an inexpensive, or they're not sprayed with an inexpensive metal that's going to tarnish in the air. And unfortunately, it does. A lot of the, the inexpensive gold tone stuff is sprayed, and that's why it tarnishes. Oh, I told her that I forgot what I was saying. I told her to tell the girls to look for the box that jingles, because there's the cutest jingle bell that I sent her in there. When you shake the box, you can hear that bell in it. You can hear that jingle bell in there. But I love that it's a Halloween jingle bell. And I thought I would find another one, and I never did. I only found one, and I thought it was so stinking cute. And I never seen one since. Anyway, I was going to buy 3 or 4 and send them to everybody. Okay. Well, good night. I'm going to try to get you guys' boxes wrapped up. I have a little tiny mailing for you, Maria. Not super exciting. Just a few little things. And then Sue. I got to go through this because I think that it's too much. You're going to be like, Dana, I don't have no place to put this. You know, when it takes you 3 days to put away a Happy Mail, it's too much. But there are a lot of little oddball things that I feel like if you don't want them, you can just throw them into the box. What do they call it? Round robin. Oh, who has the Robin Round box? I say Round Robin. That's a restaurant, isn't it? Round Robin. That's the commercial. Anyway, I think Marcy got it from Carrie and said it was trashed. Like, she sent a picture and it was like, I don't know if she sent it on Instagram or where I seen it, or she sent a text. It was trashed, that box. And I don't know how her and that girl I sent that stuff to in California, I don't know how those boxes get so trashed. Oh, hi, Lisa. I was just getting ready to hang up. I'm glad you're here. I want you to see what we were making. Do you ever watch Jessica Rapp at the 2 where your ears burning? We were just talking about you. Look, I watched Jessica Rapp's video on how to make charms out of the dice. And then I drilled some holes through this Monopoly hotel and this house, because I'm going to do like a double charm with that. And then I drilled some holes through the checker and through the A for Andrew, because this is for my son, and through this checker. And then I got some of these poker chips, but they have a metal core. So I'm going to have to get a different tip. I think I'm going to have to go through this side and then go back through this side and kind of make them meet together. This is the sample chip that came on the outside of the. You love her? I love her. 2 silver oranges, is it? Anyway, and then I found these pawns, a pack of these pawns. They were 24 for like $4, which I thought that's kind of a lot, 6 for $1. But you know what? I'd have bought 6 of them if they sold it like that. And then I got these orange dice from Farkle. And then when I first saw the video, I had ordered a bunch of assorted dice off Amazon. So I think everything together, not the pink die, but because he's a boy, but I think everything together will make a really cool charm for his journal. I just haven't decided what color dice I want to put on it, but I think I'm going to go with the Farkle dice, the orange one, even though we don't typically get that out of the bag. That's why we have all the orange dice. We always use the Yahtzee cup and the Yahtzee dice when we play Farkle. But girl, don't panic. I read that stuff yesterday. I got on and was looking, and I read and I clicked on this and I read and I clicked on that and I read it and I clicked on that. I have a theory, and I really think this has everything to do with things like corporate sponsorship and commercials. I don't think it's so much about the creators and their content, but I do think that we have to be aware that even if our videos are not marketed to children, that sometimes we say things that may, I don't normally, like, I don't cuss on my videos, and I don't do stuff on my videos that would be considered maybe harmful in their under their you know guidelines. So and to tell you the truth, I think kids would find my videos pretty boring most of the time. So, but I don't think it's going to affect us as creators that much. I really don't. I think because we all have fairly small channels, is that, I mean, Maria's big, but I'm talking, I think the people that it will affect more is going to be like the big channels. I think like Sophia Nygaard and people like that. Those people may see a lot more difference, but I don't think as far as creative content, videos, posts, I don't think it really changes anything for me personally. I do think it's going to better match up commercials to be suited to us and our likes and dislikes. And every once in a while, I get commercials for the strangest things. I mean, I get commercials for medication, and I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Gosh, that channel's huge. But I get commercials for medication. And why would they market medication to me? First of all, I'm a nurse. Second of all, I've always said I don't take any medication. And third, I mean, maybe because I joke that I'm old. I don't know. I think Alexa or Cortana or just Google, whoever, I think it listens maybe to our phones or not our phones, our oh, what do you want to call it? I know it looks at our searches. I know it does. Because I have searched for something before and then got on my computer or a completely different device, and it'll pop up and be like, "Hey, find this item." And I'm like, "What is this? This is so random that I just searched for this." And I'll give you a good example. When Popeyes came out with their chicken sandwich, I said to Thad, I said, "Oh my gosh, all these people are doing these videos comparing the Popeyes chicken sandwich to the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And I love Chick-fil-A, and I'm interested to try this Popeye sandwich." And so I had put in Google and I wrote popped accidentally. So I wrote, "What time does Popped closed?" instead of Popeyes close, looking to just see what time the restaurant closed. And right after that, it sent me some commercials of random things that were associated with something popping. And it said something about popcorn and pop tire for AAA or whatever, and something else. And I was like, is all this stuff because I wrote popped instead of Popeyes? And I was convinced it was. I was convinced that because of that Google search, it was just throwing out all this random stuff to me. But I feel like YouTube advertisers want I mean, here's the problem. When I watch a video, I see the same advertisement over and over and over and over and over again. And I am not kidding you. I get an advertisement all the time for name badges. Name badges. And it starts out saying, "The name badge is the first thing you see on an employee when you walk in the door." First of all, I never notice if someone's even wearing a name badge, but the reason that came up, I'm convinced the reason that came up is because I kept talking about those time cards and stamping these time cards with fake times from my library card stamp. And that I could type them up even and make these fake times on the time card. And I Googled an image of time cards, and you know what? It started feeding me all these commercials like I was a business owner taking care of my employees. So I got stuff for name badges. I got stuff for health insurance. I got stuff for how to protect your employees from, I got risk management stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you when I say it takes something and runs off in a random direction with it. So it's like, I don't know. You know how they say a little bit of information is dangerous? That's a fine example. It's just like a patient. The doctor will say, well, I'm going to do a blood test because I'm going to rule out that you don't have XYZ. And they go home and they Google XYZ, and pretty soon they come back with all of the symptoms of XYZ because they think they have it, but then the blood test came back and they don't have it. But you told them they might, and they Googled it, and now they think they got it. So it's like, I don't know. A little bit of information can be dangerous. So Lisa, did you tell Maria? Did you tell her your big secret? I can't tell you, Maria, because it's a secret. It's a surprise secret, and I don't know if she's going to be able to keep it a surprise or not. So I don't know if she told you. The checkers are tricky to drill through, by the way. The checkers are tricky. No, you didn't tell her? Okay. All right. I won't tell her what you bought her for Christmas. It's fine. I can keep a secret. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing, Lisa, but I think that you should be careful not to wreck it while you're driving it to Cleveland. That's all. Because that'll ruin the surprise. Don't wreck her Christmas present. You know how to drive a motorcycle, right? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, in all seriousness, Lisa, did you send the girls after the jingling box and tell them they had a surprise in it? Thad is coming with me, Maria. Lisa won't fit in my suitcase. You got a Vespa? She got you a pink and mint green. I can't even contain it. I'm going to tell her. I'm about to slip. Look at me shaking the whole camera. Sorry, I'm hitting the arm of the camera holder. Okay. This giant piece of wood on my desk. Did you tell the girls to go find that box that it jingles? Oh my God. Now you told her. I'm going with Thad, Lisa, to his Christmas party. Yes, in Cleveland in December. In like 3 weeks. No, a month. In a month. Yes, go tell them girls. Tell them that tell them they have a Visco surprise in there, and that for each of them, and that they need to find the box that jingles, and that that don't open it. It's the red, white, it's the white box with red and blue trim. And there's a jingle bell in it. And if they shake it, they'll hear the jingle bell. It's a big jingle bell. Yeah, and we're going to go to a restaurant that serves food in alphabetical order. Maria, did you like my text? I sent Maria a funny text. Look, there's like little plastic dust all over my table. Lisa, go open my present. I got a surprise I can't wait for you to see in there. Did you tell Edwin? Did you read it to Edwin? That's what I tell them at the grocery store, Maria. When I go to the grocery store and they're like, do you want paper or plastic? I go, oh, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Just put them in alphabetical order. And then they look at me and they're like, what? Huh? But then I always start laughing. It's funny though, sometimes like the older people my age, they laugh right away. But young people are like, huh? Like they want to take me literal for a second. Like, yeah. Old folks got jokes. So, all right, let's drill a couple of these. What color of these pawns should I put on this? If I'm going to use, let's make the colors. I'm going to use a black and a red checker and the Farkle dice and the A. Then I'm going to have a red hotel and a green house. So I need some yellow and some blue of these little pawns. And then I need probably, and then I'm going to put some poker chips, but not these. I actually went online and ordered some little cheapy plastic ones. These are really cool because they're heavy and they're the real chips, but they have the metal core. So like I said, I don't know if I can get through that one or not. You know what? I should try that now real quick. I hate to though, because I just changed my bit. Let me drill a couple of these out while I got the right bit on. So I'm not going to do any more red. I don't know about that green's kind of bright, but I like it. And the white, he'll get dirty. Maybe a black one. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the blue. The blue and the yellow definitely to add color. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Let's put the green. Because I'll probably put a blue poker chip in on the bottom, like for the big part. I'll probably put a blue. If I can get through them, I'll probably put a blue poker chip. So I think that'll look good. Don't you guys think that'll look good? I'll hang that on that. I'll hang this checker over here. Well, no. You know what? I'll put the A over here so it can lay on the poker chip the way it hangs. And then I'll put an orange dice at the top. And then I'll put a black checker and a yellow guy and a blue guy and a red checker. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll put the A up higher. Put that there. Yeah. Yeah. How's that? So it hangs kind of like that. It'll hang like that, kind of. Does that look good? Oh, Olivia, be careful, honey. This is for my son's journal. I needed a manly kind of game pieces and stuff, and Jessica Rapp did this. And she did like kind of a mini tutorial in the middle of her video about how to get these sheep size to go into the dice to act as a, that you could put a jump ring on, to act as a charm. So that's what I've done. I'm going to mute this so I can drill this out real quick. Let me put my spectacles on. Tell her stuff, it says for Visco girls on the bag, but not to show you anything else. And not to take that pin. Well, there's an option that I hadn't considered. So this started to melt. So I should probably go faster, because it just sipped it right up. All right. Let's do this one. And that one was trying to suck it up too. All right. So I got this wood here so I don't make holes in my desk. I've already made holes in my desk, but so this is melting even. Ooh, that's warm. This is melting even faster with the bigger bit, of course, because there's more friction. So I hadn't really considered that when I drilled the pilot hole, but you'll have to use a higher speed, certainly, or it could be a little dangerous. It's kind of why I wasn't holding it by the tip. I didn't want it to flip around and stab me in the hand. Because I don't want it stabbed in the hand. No one wants stabbed in the hand. Oh, I did the wrong one. I'm not doing the red one. I got to do the yellow one. All right, one more time. And then we're done. Sorry about the noise. All right. So sorry about that racket. We are done. I'm going to take the diamond tip and just kind of use it to hand, kind of clean up this little, see where the plastic starts to melt, and that'll kind of be hot for a second, but then it cools off very, very quickly. And then I kind of take that diamond tip to clean out the hole, and you can see it leaves a very nice clean edge on it when you're done. Let me put my fingernail in there so you can see how clean that is. And then so it's kind of like when they do your nails, you know, sometimes when they do your nails and there's rough spots, and then they take that little smoother and that smoother. Oh, good. Did she love it? Good. Because you can never have enough corn chokers. What? I can't even. Checkers. I can't even. Look, it sounded like I said checkers. I started to say shell choker. Conch, not conch shell. What's the shell called? Dang it. Now I said the wrong thing, and that's all I can think of. I just made up my own word. Girl, how can you stand it? How can you stand it? I can't stand not opening a Happy Meal. I get so excited. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait. You know what? Maybe that is the right. Oh, it is this is the right one. It's the black one that was the wrong one. I was going to put a blue one. Oh, maybe should I put black and blue and yellow on here? Maybe. Girl, I get like a little kid with them Happy Meals. I'm like, ooh, I got a Happy Meal. People tell me it's coming. I'm looking out the window 4 times that day. Well, go make a video, girl. Go live. What happened to your live? Go on the go on that other streaming thing. Are you still on what's it called? Uh the app doesn't work? What? Did it crash out? Somebody else said that. Somebody else said something about that, but Jenny said something on one of her videos about it. What did she say? I don't remember now. Girl. There's other live streaming companies. Oh, all right. Stay in bed. You need your rest, girl. I'm going to look and see because I watch another channel that does live streaming all the time. I'm going to look and see what hers is called because she was talking about the software she used and she liked it a lot better than the last company she used. And she said it was real cheap, but you do have to pay. But you only have to pay like, I think she said it was like $4.50 a month. Oh, they're not? Oh. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, see, I didn't know that. But then I never used the third-party apps. I just use this old webcam. This thing's like 100 years old, but this is the webcam that Jesus used when he, when he spoke to his subscribers. Can you imagine if Jesus had a YouTube? You think if he comes back, he'll make a YouTube channel? No one would believe it was Jesus, and they'd all get on there and say, how dare you post such blasphemy? You know, he'd have a bunch of haters, all them thumbs down. I'd be like, well, I don't feel bad. Look at all the thumbs down Jesus got. I'd be like, see, you guys, I told you. I told you when he came back, he'd have a YouTube channel. I'd be like, oh, God must have a good sense of humor if he made us in his own image, because you know he gave me one. You think when Jesus hears us talking like that, he starts laughing? He's like, girl, you know, you crazy. It's like, you crazy girl. Did you guys watch any of the impeachment hearings today? Oh, tell her I said you're welcome. Tell her I said, tss, tss, tss. I'm so excited. Save the turtles. You know he does, girl. Oh, Lord, he does. Because he made eggplants, okay? Have you ever grown an eggplant? Girl, you got to listen to that. And meanwhile, this woman who has served her country in quite a dangerous position, by the way, who testified how she was removed from her position after what could be inappropriately behaved officials took over in Ukraine. She was shipped back she was an ambassador. Oh, they're going to impeach him now. After I heard the testimony, I know he's going to be impeached, but and who was the last president to be impeached? Clinton, right? But and he didn't resign or anything from it. And I don't think Trump will resign either. I don't think he'll care. But I was really shocked at the testimony against Rudy Giuliani. Well, no, I wasn't really shocked. I mean, I was disappointed to know how deep his involvement was, but also Joe Biden. I mean, I think everybody knows about Joe Biden and his antics. They're like I don't know. I think they're like three little frat boys. You know, you really should watch it. If you get a chance, watch some of the hearings and the testimony. It's really eye-opening. I mean, and meanwhile, the whole time this woman, our former ambassador in Ukraine, and you know, they just elected a new official there, and they shipped her out literally the day that he was voted in. She was brought back to the United States. And do you know, the whole time she was testifying today, Trump was tweeting derogatory things about her as she was testifying, like live. I was watching the entire thing, and with that, and you should have seen the Twitter. It was like a Twitter storm almost. I mean, it wasn't I think because the response, I think people have stopped responding so much, because once you get those political tweets flying, it just snowballs. Like, there just turns into these huge fights and arguments, and you know, the left, the right, the whatever. And really, when you threaten United States security, when you threaten the security of our country, or when you allow corrupt individuals to take power, that affects our trade with them. It affects our economy. It affects their economy. But when you help them and you have good relationships with them and they respect you, right, and things are going good, then that's good for us and it's good for our safety. But the minute we behave disrespectfully and in a manner that is not in alignment with our beliefs and our belief systems and our democracy, then you open the door for disrespect. And if Trump has done anything wrong, it's to open that door wider than it was already cracked open. And we have the ability to be the most powerful country in the world. Are we right this minute? I think we are. But if you don't pledge allegiance to this country, who do you? Who are you? Where is your allegiance? And if our safety is not your number one concern, then you don't need to be our president. Every day from the time I was little, I went to school and I stood up and I faced the flag and I placed my hand over my heart and I learned a pledge. And it meant something. My dad still flies a flag in his yard that if the light goes out, he takes the flag down because it's not supposed to fly in the dark. If his flag touches the ground, he considers it contaminated and he will burn it because that's what you're supposed to do with something you consider sacred. And he'll go buy a new one that day. But you know what? You absolutely cannot, as our leader, you cannot allow for corruption to not only enter into power in other countries, but to enter into power in those very same countries that can turn to Russia or another one of our threatening, someone who we may not be allied with, and certainly not someone who's not a NATO ally, and allow them to then turn and make the very same agreements and arrangements and under the table recommendations for what you want to see happen personally that might benefit you personally and your money and your wallet, but harm an entire country in the meantime, or the security of an entire country. No, it can't happen. And I'm more convinced than ever after watching the testimony today that he will be impeached. And you know what? So what? That's like a slap on the wrist. When Nixon was impeached, he resigned. He resigned from office. When Clinton was impeached, he just let Hillary keep running the country. So we'll see what happens, I guess. I'm interested to see how it all plays out. Well, ladies, I think I'm going to finish up drilling all my holes. I'm going to set a bunch more eyelets into my dice. You guys see my dice eyelets that I'm making? See, I got these little corner eyelets. Maria, do you watch Jessica Rapp too? She has some cool videos, girl. You should check her out. See all the eyelets there? I think they'll make adorable charms. I cannot wait. Jessica Rapp, it's R-A-P-P, 2 P's. And she, 2 silver oranges, I think. Is it 2 silver oranges? She's got a YouTube channel, Jessica Rapp. I think I put it in the title of this video. She's the one that inspired all of this mess. All of this. This is her. I took it a bit farther with the Monopoly pieces, and I don't know if I didn't see her do these, but she may have. But that wasn't my idea. I think it was her idea. I think she said it, even if she didn't do it. I think she said it. But I was thinking, you know what? We have a Monopoly game in the closet, and I have a little bit of sentimental attachment to it. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to the secondhand store and buy me a cheap Monopoly. Oh, and I found a Scrabble set. So that's where I got this. It only had 3 of the little holders in it and the board. But that's where I got this. And since the book's for Andrew, I thought it would be perfect to put an A on there. And I may put, I may spell out his name even if there's room. I don't know. But yeah, she has some really cool videos, and she has an Etsy store. And so check her out. She's inspired a lot of people, I'm sure. She has a huge following, but she really does have some really fun things. Girl, isn't that cute? I love this. And I did that with my crocodile. You know, you can put that on, you can punch that with this on the small hole, on the 1/8 hole, and make it a charm, girl. Just put you a jump ring through there. And it punched like easy. I mean, I had to push hard, but it was easier than I thought. And they're not that thick. Oh, and then I forgot I made the bingo pieces. I can put some of these little... Did you guys see my video from this morning? Did you see I'm bringing back bingo? Because I'm not selling no more stuff. I'm done with that. I am not selling nada. But see the little bingo pieces I made? Aren't they cute? And I made them out of these wooden circles from Michael's. And I just mixed the brown paint. Anyway, I show how to do it on the video I made this morning. And so I'm going to put some bingo pieces on here too, because Andrew used to love bingo. So I don't know what color I'm going to put on yet, but I'm going to put on some bingo pieces. So, well, I can't wait to see you open your Happy Mail tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow, so hopefully I get to see it before I go to work. If not, I'll probably watch it at work, but when I have my lunch. But and Saturday is usually a pretty good day. I say that and watch it be a disaster, but Saturday is usually a pretty good night. So, but I think I have to go to work early tomorrow at 6 o'clock. They haven't asked me yet, but they always wait till the last minute anyway. So I will probably be at work by like, I don't know, 3 o'clock your time. Yeah. So I probably won't be on tomorrow. And and Office Depot has these on sale. This has 30 of the gold. You can get different colors, but it has 30. They have 30 pins for $5, which is a really good deal. Because you know, when you buy those on a card, you only get like 6 for $1.99. And this has 30, and most of them are the small ones. And then you get like, I think 5 of the big gold ones. See in the bottom, there's the big ones. So that's a good price. Anyway, okay. Love you too. Those are the clips. You know, the clips. Paper clips. It's the gold one. And they're the Office Depot, which is the office supply store. The little gold clips. Is it glaring? So they're pretty. They're gold. They're real shiny gold. But when you buy like the Heidi Swap ones or whatever that is, they're like at Tuesday morning, they're on a card. You only get like 6 or 8 of them for about $1.99. And so that would be $6 for 3 cards, or $24 for 3 cards, right? And you would, or 24 for $6 if you bought it by the card. And this is 30 for $5. And you get like 5 of these big ones. The rest are little, but they come in different colors. Different stores had different colors. Mine is all gone. The girl just told me they used to have colors. Mine only have the gold and silver left. So, but it's a good price. If you have, I have an Office Depot like right around the corner. So that's why I stopped there. I went there to get these book ring, these 1-inch book rings. You can get 100 for $8, but they don't have anymore right now. But they have them in colors. That's where I got all the colored rings from. Anyway. All right. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good day. I probably won't be on video. And probably, I don't even know if I'll be on Sunday. But hopefully Monday I might have some time before work. I don't know. Fingers crossed, right? Okay, but I will go on and show my charm when my charm is all done. But I think I'm going to work on these for the rest of the night and then clean it up and go to bed early so that I can go to work early. So, all right. You have a good night too. Love you, Maria. Love you, Lisa. Love you, Sue. If you're still here, I don't even know where she went. She's like so quiet. Oh, it doesn't say anybody's here. I don't know how to look and see if anybody's here. I just know how to change the chat. So, hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at the end. But welcome, and you have a good night too. Thanks for stopping, even just for a sec. And yeah, so hopefully Monday I'll be back on, but I'll show the charm when it gets done. I'll probably post a picture of it on my IG too. And now my channel name finally changed over to Dana's Making a Mess again, so it matches my Instagram. So I'm happy about that. All right, ladies. Okay, everyone have a good weekend. Thanks for coming. Bye.